Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the hottest topics. Today, we have an important topic that demands our undivided attention. So, grab your seats and let's dive deep into a pressing question that has been haunting us for years. Are we being propagandized in the United States by our own government? But first, what is propaganda? Here are a couple of definitions, both from respected institutions, Webster's and Britannica. Britannica defines propaganda as such. Propaganda is the dissemination of information, facts, arguments, rumors, half-truths, or lies, to influence public opinion. Deliberateness and a relatively heavy emphasis on manipulation distinguish propaganda from casual conversation or the free and easy exchange of ideas. Propaganda is the dissemination, or spreading, of information to influence public opinion. Now the information doesn't have to be factual, and it clearly states that in the definition it actually says that it's more swayed towards spewing rumors, half-truths and lies. The United States, the land of the free and the home of the brave. A nation built on liberty and justice for all. But in recent times, whispers of doubt have begun to echo through the hearts of its citizens. Our government, entrusted to protect our rights and uphold democracy, but is there more to the story? Is it possible that we're unwittingly falling victim to a well-orchestrated campaign of manipulation? Let's go back in time, to moments when propaganda was a weapon used by nations to sway public opinion. But we must also ask ourselves, has it truly vanished from the fabric of our society? Politicians, the representatives of the people, have always been skilled orators, but in the age of social media and instant information, their words carry farther and faster than ever before. Has the art of persuasion evolved into something more profound? Could it be that we, the public, have become pawns in a grander game of influence? Look around, and you'll find the digital battlegrounds where ideologies clash, where truth is often obscured by a barrage of information and misinformation. Our trusted media, the Fourth Estate, once revered as a beacon of impartiality, now stands divided, accused of swaying narratives and pushing agendas.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media are true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Introduced into the House Committee of Foreign Affairs by Republican Representative Mac Thornberry hailing from the great state of Texas, District 13, the Smith Modernization Act of 2012 brought significant changes to the previous Act of 1948. The original Act of 1948, initially designed to facilitate the government in promoting a profound comprehension of the United States and its citizens in foreign lands, aimed at fostering mutual understanding between the people of the U.S. and those residing abroad. The Modernization Act of 2012, enacted during the tenure of former Democratic President Barack Obama in 2013, when he signed the National Defense Authorization Act, ushered in a new era. It amends the United States Information and Educational Exchange Act of 1948, granting the Secretary of State and the Broadcasting Board of Governors the authority to disseminate comprehensive information to foreign audiences abroad about the United States. This encompassed not only its people and history but also detailed insights into the federal government's policies, conveyed through an array of media, including press, publications, radio, motion pictures, the internet, and even social media, alongside information centers and instructors. Under current law, such authority is restricted solely to information intended for dissemination abroad, with a limited domestic exception. Additionally, the Act also empowers the Secretary and the Board to make accessible within the United States motion pictures, films, video, audio, and other materials intended for dissemination abroad or already disseminated abroad as per the Act. However, since these events took place, numerous media outlets have expressed concerns, stating that the Modernization Act did not necessarily legalize the dissemination of intentional falsehoods by the U.S. government. So, what does all of this truly signify? In essence, these amendments significantly broaden the authority of the Secretary of State and the Broadcasting Board of Governors to provide comprehensive information about the United States to foreign audiences, utilizing a diverse range of media. It further permits certain foreign information materials to be made accessible within the U.S. However, it is essential to note that funds are expressly prohibited from being utilized for domestic propaganda, though certain exceptions exist for sharing information about the department and the board's activities and policies. And in times of chaos and uncertainty, emotions run high. Is it possible that our vulnerabilities are being exploited to divide us further? My fellow Americans, we mustn't let fear and anger blind us from the truth. It is our collective responsibility to question, to challenge, and to seek the facts. Let us remember that we are not enemies, but a united nation bound by ideals of freedom, equality, and justice.
Just as a personal plea from me, if you have been putting off being vaccinated for whatever reason, don't agonize about it. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about that and, get you defensive about it. Just make a fresh decision now. Take a fresh look at the issue now, looking at what's going on now. No matter why you have put it off in the past, no judgment. Now is the time to actually go do it. Because we really cannot afford you having to go to the hospital right now. If you're unvaccinated, you have a much higher chance of getting this newly transmissible variant we had never seen before a couple of weeks ago. And it's the unvaccinated people who it's going to make sick.
In a world where media and government toy with our minds, we find ourselves at the mercy of manipulation and deceit. From biased news programs to subliminal messages bombarding us in every aspect of our lives, honesty in mass media is now a rarity. It's high time we equip ourselves with the power to recognize these mind-controlling tactics and see through the fog of propaganda. Let me take you on a journey where we unveil the secrets behind these cunning techniques. Emotions, not facts, are the driving force behind propaganda. They play with our vulnerabilities, enticing us to jump on the bandwagon of popular opinion, regardless of its merits. Fear is their most potent weapon, as we've seen governments exploit it to expand their reach, regardless of the truth. They pull at our heartstrings, using the call to duty, making us believe that our very identity is at stake if we don't conform. Propaganda stacks the deck, presenting only favorable aspects and obscuring the truth. They parade politicians as plain folks, creating a false sense of understanding, while testimonials of celebrities and personalities manipulate our emotions. Glittering generalities try to make us believe in grand visions without substance, and name-calling and deflection silence dissenting voices. They transfer the allure of the desirable onto products and ideas we might not need, and scapegoat unrelated targets to divert our attention. Faulty cause and effect, logical disconnects, and euphemisms confuse our minds, creating false equivalences to support their narratives. They rely on numerical and technical symbolism to deceive us, making us believe in false data. But fear not, for awareness is our greatest shield against the dark arts of propaganda. Let's break free from the spell and engage our minds to question, analyze, and seek the truth. Let's resist the repeated chants of believe the science and remember that science is a journey of constant questioning, not blind acceptance. Together, we can expose the manipulative puppeteers and reclaim our individuality, rights, and liberties. By staying vigilant and discussing our insights with others, we'll dismantle the machinery of mind control that surrounds us. Embrace the power of discernment, and let's liberate ourselves from the clutches of propaganda's twisted agenda. Join me in this crusade against manipulation, for together, we can rise above the lies and shape a world founded on truth and emotional resilience. Let us be the guardians of our minds and champions of free speech, united against the pervasive influence of propaganda. Stand with me, and together, we shall reclaim our freedom.
I have really good news. Today, our nation has achieved a medical miracle. We have delivered a safe and effective vaccine in just 9 months. This is one of the greatest scientific accomplishments in history. Pfizer and Moderna have announced their vaccine is approximately 95% effective, far exceeding expectations. These vaccines are also very safe.
If you've been fully vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask. Let me repeat, if you are fully vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask. We all know how tough this virus has been. The safest thing for the country is for everyone to get vaccinated. The rule is very simple. Get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do. The choice is yours.
And we really just cannot afford for you to have to go to the hospital right now. I mean, looking all around the country, depending on where you live, there is a very good chance there's no room for you in the hospital right now if you need to go. And if you can somehow get a bed because you got COVID and you got sick from it because you weren't vaccinated, if you are able to get yourself into a bed, you're going to be filling a bed that somebody else really needs. So even if you didn't feel like you could do it before, even if you've been holding off for whatever reason, look at it freshly now. Now would be the time. Even if it wasn't okay for you before, it's okay for you to do it now. Honestly, your country needs you. Just as a personal plea from me, if you have been putting off being vaccinated for whatever reason, don't agonize about it. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about that.
We begin with a deadly escalation of anti-vaccine propaganda in politics and on TV that is risking and costing American lives.
If vaccines work, why are vaccinated people still banned from living normal lives? Honestly, what's the answer to that? It doesn't make any sense at all. If the vaccine is effective, there is no reason for people who have received the vaccine to wear masks or avoid physical contact. So maybe it doesn't work, and they're simply not telling you that.
Fox host Tucker Carlson is one of many in the right-wing media casting doubt on life-saving COVID vaccines, even as unvaccinated Americans continue to drive up COVID case numbers.
Senior medical correspondent Dr. John Torres.
And they brought up a couple of good points, or Dr. Walensky did. She said, number one, we want to make sure that you understand these vaccines are effective.
Saying vaccinated students and teachers don't need to wear masks.
Fully vaccinated people do not need to wear masks.
Have you taken the vaccine, sir?
No, I haven't taken it.
I have never been anti-vax. I have never told the public avoid vaccination.
I see somebody on a hiking trail carrying a little baby, and I say to him, better not get him vaccinated. And he heard that from me. If he hears it from 10 other people, maybe he won't do it. Maybe he will save that child.
Also, the privilege to be able to actually sign for the vaccines from FedEx. Look, it's a single dose. You take it one time, you don't have to worry about it. Florida, to be at almost 50% statewide, that's much better than almost probably 45 or 46 other states. And we're going to give them more because we want the shots to go in the arms.
I'm announcing a petition with the Supreme Court of Florida to impanel a statewide grand jury to investigate any and all wrongdoing in Florida with respect to COVID-19 vaccines.
The benefit is minuscule, but as Joe Latipo and other studies have shown, there is a risk for doing it. So why can't our medical establishment acknowledge that? Why the deception?
As we reflect on these thought-provoking questions, let us strive to be critical thinkers and discern truth from deception. Together, we can overcome the shadows of uncertainty and emerge as an informed, united, and resilient society. If you found this video impactful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this message with friends and family. Let's ignite a conversation that matters. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, stay curious, stay aware, stay tuned, and remember, knowledge is our most potent weapon against manipulation.